Hey guys, what's up? Kyle Massey here. Again, this is number 2 of a 3-part series talking about different springs down in Florida that you can visit during the weekend. In the previous episode, we talked about how we got there on Friday. We ended up diving at Devil's Den the morning of Saturday. Enjoyable, nice, cinematic, if you know what I'm talking about. Light rays coming through the top, really cool to check out. Nonetheless, we're talking about Blue Grotto today. Blue Grotto is this beautiful 72-degree, 100-foot cavern system that has so many opportunities to see the light peeking through, and these crazy rock formations, some wild statues that are just hanging out in the middle of nowhere. Some really interesting stuff where you can see a lot of different people enjoying just the time being underwater. A lot of certifications happening there, and I tell you what, this is probably the most accessible and easiest dive site I've ever been to in my life. It's ridiculous. A lot of people get open water certified or just any kind of certification being done at the very top of this spring. And what you can do though is if you are cavern certified, you can go down and check out some of the systems underneath. I'm not going to say cave because again, it's not a cave, but if you check out some of the systems down there, you can actually go through and explore a little bit more deep than some other people would otherwise, right? Stuart and I kind of stayed a little bit more shallow and checked out some of the fish that were there and just kind of enjoyed our time. It's wild to see Stuart in his own element. A lot of types of things you can see here like Oscar fish or catfish, some bluegill, and Virgil the Turtle. I tell you what, this mascot is very used to humans because it just constantly hangs out with all sorts of different types of divers, and you can go down there and basically feed this turtle all the food if you buy it at the shop. Stuart, my dive buddy, is like a kid in a candy store when it comes to fish. So this man grabs this little bit of food and he opens up the thing and just kind of like hands it off to the fish or hands it off to the turtle. And then sometimes, I think he got 2 of them at one point in time, grabbed the top of it, ripped it up, and then all these fish started coming in and started eating it alive, right? We ended up actually seeing some tilapia too. If you guys look to the far right, away from all the divers, these tilapia like to hang out by themselves on the side, and they're just kind of like nice flowing little fish up and down the side wall of the cavern itself. I tell you what, as far as build out, this place is really built out. You're talking about state-of-the-art facility that has amazing hot showers. It was freezing. It was absolutely cold. You know, the old saying of do this, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Yeah, it was not warm in Florida when we went. It had to have been the coldest trip I've ever taken to Florida ever, and I apologize to Stuart every time I see him for that trip. But graciously, this place here had a huge heater that was hanging out at the top of the showers, and you could fill your wetsuit up with heat and be able to hop in really quickly as soon as you got there. So it was really neat to be able to, you know, explore this place, but also know that they're just so involved in taking care of their own divers when it comes to ease of use and accessibility. Since this place is year-round, about 72 degrees, there's no question you've got to bring a 5mm. I mean, you've got to put the gloves on, you got to put the hoodie on just to make sure that you are comfortable underwater down there, because it can get cold real quick. Again, how easy this place is absolutely absurd, because when you kind of go down on this little platform they have, you can kind of slide into the water itself, and there's like little places you can kind of get your camera gear set up, or you can get your VCD and your equipment set up the right way. It's very easy to kind of walk around and then be able to kind of set yourself down and then kind of slide right into the water if you do not want to do a stride entry, right? One last tip I'll have to say is you definitely need to bring a dive light. If you're going to go down there, it's really cool to be able to see all the rock formations, and the staff or the people who run this place have been able to put little statues all around the bottom of the cavern itself. One cool thing that I forgot to mention is this little air pocket. You can go up in this little air pocket and then take your regular air out and talk to individuals when you're actually down there. If you wanted to stop in there and then be able to talk and try to see what you guys wanted to do, or you communicate if you're trying to figure out what you want to accomplish when you're down there, it's really cool to be able to take that time, recuperate, make sure you're doing things right, and then go back in, right? tell you what was crazy is the amount of bluegill sunfish down there. When you do end up trying to feed the fish, they kind of go crazy. They kind of go nuts, right? If you're going to feed one of them, you're going to feed all of them. That's how it's going to be. And Virgil the turtle, sometimes if she's around, when you try to open that lid up, all the bluegill come in and eat it before Virgil even gets a chance. So you've got to be really selective on how you kind of give the food to the fish itself. But really neat experience. Again, I cannot say anything negative about Blue Grotto, and pretty neat to check out. So on the next episode, part 3 of taking a trip down to Florida and enjoying a weekend in some of Florida's best springs that it has to offer, we are checking out Rainbow River. Beautiful, gorgeous river with the amount of just clear and ease of access is unreal at this location. They even take a little taxi that you can go all the way down the river and then it free flow you back to the location that you're supposed to get out at. I mean, guys, it is probably the easiest and most relaxing trip that you could possibly take, with the most stunning views. You have to go in the morning when the sun's hitting it right to be able to see some of the beams of light coming through the water and just the clear visibility that you get to see. It's unreal. So guys, please check out the next episode where we go explore Rainbow River, and I hope you guys dive right in.